get started, we will give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. All right, double honors unto our apostles and others, a great millstone. All right, and hey, we just in the spirit, we just on our way to camp, to the battlegrounds, and we just, you know, was having a spiritual conversation, and, you know, brother said, hey, let's just catch this on wax, you know. So as the title of this video goes into, it says, despise not thy youth. Matter of fact, real quick, I'll just read it. Well, if I can. Let's see, I don't want to fuck up the... let me see, read it real quick if I can. Hopefully it's not fucking up this recording. It says, let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, and in purity. So, you know, the scriptures say, despise not thy youth. You know, when you're young, you want to be older, and when you're older, you want to be young. But it's always the journey and the process to get us to these points. That's right. And you know, once you're older, you know, you can't go back. And that's that's in the world, and that's even in the spirit. You know, like to say, you know, we're in the holiday season, but years ago, if you're old enough, you know, it used to, you know, Jeffrey the giraffe at Toys R Us. I don't want to grow up because I'm a Toys R Us kid. And you know, it's comical and humorous, but as a child, you know, you have less responsibilities, you know, more room for error, you know, sometimes more help. You know, when you're a young man, you know, and we're just talking physically at this point, but when you're younger, people are more than likely more willing to help you. Versus if you're a 35, 40-year-old man, you know, Jake, you know, you might not get the same level of help. You know, go ahead with it.
Because it's not to cut you off, but just to land back, it's because it goes into what the scripture's saying, not despising our youth. Because if Jake is humble enough, he has that level of humility. He understands that, I don't know all things. I don't know everything. So let me humble myself to learn. Because a Jake that despises his youth is always, yeah, I got it. He's always quick to yes you up as if though he's quick to attain to your level. But when it's time to show and prove, he shows that he lacks the experience and the understanding.
Yeah. And you know, it beautifully said, because, you know, youth, a level of youth, for instance, you know, you might start a new job on Monday, and you're the youngest person there. You could be older than everybody. You know, your shift supervisor and manager and assistant manager could all be younger than you. But you're the youngest, you're the newest, you're the babe on the job. It wouldn't be wise of you to come into, like you said, come into a job scenario or situation and act like you got it all figured out and you got all this experience. As the scriptures say, you know, was that Romans the 5th chapter? You know, tribulation, work of hope, experience. Experience is king. But you can't despise your leveling up to the point of having that experience. You shouldn't want, nor should you desire to have, you know, 10-year experience and you only been into something 10 days. That's pride.
Yeah.
You know, you could haste, you could desire, you could want, but you got to still go through it step for step. You know, you got to move once.
Yeah, because the scriptures tell us alluding that hey, can you hasten above the Creator? Everything is in a proper time and a proper setting. Because the scriptures this is what the scriptures tell us. The scriptures tell us that, if you have not the knowledge, you're supposed to put your hand over your mouth. Our people have not been taught to put their hand over their mouth. Why? Because Jake despises youth. It's even a young child is always expected and like when a child is, oh, look at how grown she is. Look at how grown he is. No, man. Let a child be a child and understand through experience what that adult is saying. It's going to be a lot of sayings that go over our heads. Yeah. A lot of stuff the apostles and the elders have said, we still don't fully understand them, man. It's only through experience. And once you go through it and you make it through to the other side by you applying the patience, the understanding, the admonishments this brother give, like we're given at this moment. It was given unto us. Then you see later on, it's like, damn, that brother was right. Yeah. But I would have sworn it was gonna play out, but it played out totally different for you. Why? Because wisdom is wisdom, but the application of it is gonna come about it's gonna come about differently because no situation is the same, man.
Yeah, man. That's it. That's why, you know, of course we're driving, so we can't pull scriptures the way we would like to, but you know, that's why in the scriptures, a major component within the Holy Scriptures or within even the culture of being an Israelite is honor thy mother and thy father. You know, having honor towards the elders, you know, the ancient ones, you know, elderly women, elderly men. You know, if you understand, that's a big thing on a culture of ours, you know, and not just amongst us, you know, even amongst the other nations, you know, outside of Esau, really. But all the nations have a level of the importance, they push an importance of understanding and respecting your elders. Because in the Bible does the same thing. When you read the book of Hebrews, can't pull the chapter off the top of my head, where it speaks about if we are subjugated, you know, capital. If we're subjugated to our earthly father, you know, our earthly parents, our earthly, you know, guardians and so on and so forth. Spiritual. You know, what more our spiritual ones. But if, you know, main thing that we notice in this walk after a while, and you know, it's not to say that every man that's in this walk is a man that had had experience or a certain type of relationship with his father or his mother. No, there's something you got to learn. But a lot of times in this society, we aren't taught to respect, you know, individuals that have came before us or older, you know.
Yeah, hey, with the brother saying that, that's beautiful because, hey, me and the brother we have children, and what is one of the biggest? How was you when you was my age? That it's a bunch of questions. It's a bunch of it's a lot of questions to understand thyself. Mm-hmm. They understand that you my daddy, you my mama. I come from y'all. I want to know. Hell, hey, it's certain brothers grew up in the system, foster care system. They want to know where they come from. They can't go to and ask their parent. Mm-hmm. Go ask their parent. So it's a thing of you not in a thing of not despising your youth. What do you do in your youth? You ask questions and you gain an understanding of thyself through the individuals that come before you. Yeah. Your father, you get that from me. You get that from your mama. Your uncle do that. Yeah. You see? It's all in and through the spirit, man. That's this thing of growth. This thing of growth, man.
That's why the scriptures speak about, you know, I mean, it's a saying in the world, but it is roughly paraphrasing the scriptures. You know, you gotta know where you're coming from before you know where you're going.
God.
And like I said, in this society, you know, Esau does an amazing job at destroying the sinews and the connections between the young and the old. You know, a great example of that is look at hip hop and rap music. And within the culture of that, you know, it's all about the old versus the young. Because see, in Esau's society, he understands we live in a culture that's obsessed with, it's a youth-based society. Mm-hmm. You know, everything about this society is about, you know, being obsessed with what the kids got going on versus if you know you're about my age and you met, you know, early 30s, you know, mid 30s and up, you know, we were obsessed with older people.
Okay.
You know, because you know when you're younger,
so
you know, you see what they doing and you see the freedom and it's like, damn, I gotta go to bed while the grown-ups is doing this, or damn, I can't watch this movie because I'm not grown enough for it, whatever it very well may be. But Esau tricked that because that comes with what? You know, reverence and you know, looking up to people. Because see, when you're young, in your youth, like you said, whether it's your father, whether it's your friends' fathers, you know, whether it's a teacher or coach, whatever it is, you're gonna find something in the spirit to kind of look up to, like, oh man, I like how he dresses.
Yeah, you gonna find something you resonate.
You're gonna find something, you know, to create the you. You know, I like how he dressed, I like how he talk, I like how he deal with women, I like how he can fight, whatever, and you take those pieces and that helps, you know, blend you into the man that you become. Of course, once you reach an age and then you begin to think for yourself and inspire yourself even more, but that came from somewhere.
Yeah, you have those building blocks that you can actually build upon. It's like, yo, I didn't become a boxer just out of the blue. Yo, my pops boss. Or I didn't go do this without me running into that guy.
Right.
You see, it's always gonna be someone that had a path and they was blazing it before you, that you grow to gain your experience and your understanding. Because in the experience and understandings, that reverence, the same way that our generation is getting called aunties and unks, and you want that younger generation to respect you, is the same way the Lord wants it. He wants and he needs that reverence and understanding in the spirit, because you got an experience. Jake has experiences. Jake wants you to respect my experiences. Reverence his experience. But what are you teaching with that experience?
That's it. And you know, everything that we go through is all you know, to have a testimony of how Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai had dealt with us and our families and so on and so forth. But like I said, you know, as a brother was just saying, matter of fact, you know, scriptures speak about you reap what you sow. And because our people sow a lot of disrespect, a lot of disrespect towards each other, towards the elders, towards their mothers and fathers, you know, that's what they reap, or that's what they reap in the long run, because it's all, you get out what you put in. You know, if you're not a person that shows respect, how do you think that you deserve respect? You know, that's how it is. You know, what measure of judgment ye are met with, so shall ye be met with, as the scriptures say, Matthew the 7th chapter. So, you know, we got to remember these things. And that's why, like you said, going back to the original point, despise not thy youth, because why? Even in the midst of that, we have to come back as newborn children and experience these things in the spirit all over again, so we can elevate and evolve to becoming the men that the Lord needs us to be, and require, matter of fact, not needs us, requires us to be, I should say. You know?
With that, think about this. What do the old man, young man? The old man's chilling. What the young man doing? He working. So when you work, you're doing what? You're putting forth a sacrifice. It says, despise not thy youth. Despise not the sacrifice that comes in your youth. The work. That work, man. Jake got to be out here working. And what? And through that work, through that experience, we're gonna find that rest later, man, because this is all in the spirit, because we're talking about what made us speak on it, as though it's physical, we're in this physical, yo, we're still growing in the spirit. That's here it is. The brother could be 30, 40 years old, but hey, in the spirit, hey, he's just 2-3 years old, but yet he came in it as a 30-year-old man thinking he knew something. You don't know shit, Jake. I would cuss myself out if I was to run across me years ago, man.
Yeah,
I cuss him out. It's like, you don't know shit, bro. Be quiet. You see, but only through my experience can I say that now. And I would want him to respect it. You see, despise not thy youth, man. Go through those sacrifices, go through those struggles and those bumps and those bruises in the Lord. Why? Because it leads to life. That's why he said don't despise it. Because if you despising these sacrifices, the work that you must put in your youth, man, yo, the Lord's just like, yo, man, I don't want that. That's a filthy sacrifice. You did all of that grudgingly. I don't want that. I don't need it. And he did twice as much as you. Twice as much as you. And he did it with a smile on his face. I would have accepted that little weak, I would have accepted your 3 stones had you did it with a smile on your face. But nah, because you despise it, hey man, you keep that. Hey, he give you to Satan, man. Despise not thy youth, man.
Yeah. Scriptures say in that same chapter, in that same verse, about in charity and in purity. Because, you know, there's a level of, you know, even in the world, what do people love to say? As although we know there's no such thing as innocency, we've all sinned before, but through the spirit, children are more innocent than adults. Because why? The less experience. You know, it's the same thing with the woman. You know, one of the main reasons as a man, you may want to, men as a whole or not worldwide, want virgins, is because why? It's an innocency. She hasn't experienced certain things. She's been untouched. So when you in your youth, you have a level of, that's what you're in. That's why the scriptures say what? The Lord winks at your ignorance. You know, all that comes into your youth and you being a babe, you know, sincere milk. You ain't really, you know, you are new. When you come in, the Lord gives you a clean slate.
Come on, man. So
you shouldn't despise the era of, you know, how do you say the Lord's name again? How do you break this down?
or the Lord the brothers getting on you. It's just like, hey, brother, hey, you should do that. Hey, hey, it's a lot of little, kicking it with the brothers, and you could be saying little certain stuff, and brother could correct you on that. Why these brothers always getting down? You can't despise that, man. He's showing you how to conduct yourself in a diplomatic way that is pleasing in the representation of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We ain't out here. We may cuss at camp, but I'm not sitting up in a restaurant with the bro. I love this fucking meal, man.
Yeah,
no, man. No. You gonna lose. Hey, brother, you need to tone that down.
That's it.
So despise not your youth, man. Despise not thy youth, because it's a lot of correction. It's a lot of understanding that comes in those times, man. It makes us better.
It makes you a whole lot better, because like you said, to reach that elderly state of, in a sense, when an elder, when you're young and you see older men and you think that they just kicking it and kicking their feet up and just enjoying life, yeah, because it came at an expense. It came at a sacrifice. It came at a diligence, and that's why you can have it all and you can have it as well through the Spirit, but it takes work. You have to, our apostles and elders, when we get to spend time with them, the main thing that they speak on is the sacrifices of which they put up in the beginning of their walks to earn them the rights to which they are able to use in their elderly state of their walk. And I'm not talking about just their age, I'm talking about their spiritual age, because it came with the sacrifices they were doing in the late 80s and the early 90s when we were still children. And that's fine, because that's the way that it's supposed to be. They put in the work. They were, if they needed to be somewhere, they were there. You keep going straight. If they needed to do something, they did it. So for them to earn the space we're older to say, hey, brother, come here and do this or go do that. Yeah. They earn that right.
Yeah. Hey, that's totally right, man. That's hey, man, that's true. That's a true Southern staple, at least, even though it's being lost. Now, when I was coming up, that was the thing, the old man told you what to do. He done did his footwork. That's your turn to do it. I raised you, so once you get up and you become a man, hey, do it to your kids. God damn it, it's my turn to do it to you. It's done to me. But it's a thing of spiritual nepotism, man. Spiritual nepotism. Yeah. And that's what we're learning here. Hey, you gonna go through it. No, we ain't skipping no steps. You gonna go through this, son. A daddy is diligently on their child daily, man. Ain't no miss days in this.
Hey, so bro, if you got any thing you want to say before we close up?
That's it. Just
well, that's it. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, it's a lot of men are waking up to this walk. You might see men and you hear the talks, and some men have been doing this 30 plus years. Some men have been doing it 20 years. Some men been doing it 15. Some been doing it 10. Some been doing it 5. And you hear that and you want to fast track yourself to the next level in the spirit, because you understand you want what other men have. Yeah. But remember, all those men, even Apostle Tahar, had a day one. Yeah. He's not doing anything or making us do anything that he didn't have to do. He had to read. He had to hold post. Yeah. You understand? Everybody had a day one. So with that, hey man, just man, trust the process and fall in love with the process.
Man, embrace this struggle that is within our youth, man. Embrace this struggle, man. Yeah. And it's not a struggle. That's just a better word to put, because you're gonna have your ups and your downs, and it's true. But hey, the end all be all of it is a up, man. And that's right. The kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and us receiving that salvation and that crown, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, so with that, we're gonna go ahead and close up. We almost at the camp. We want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. All right, double honors unto our apostles and elders. Until next time, shalom.